Oh, it's working. I love this. Go live from StreamYard while you're walking out and about. Damn, I didn't put my headphones on. That's okay. Have a look at this day. It's brisk, it's very cold, and we are expecting thunderstorms, which is weird because normally if we get thunderstorms, it's a fairly humid day, even in winter. But just in case they do descend a bit later on, I thought I'd get my walk in. I've been working on my computer a lot, doing lots of writing. I need a little break, and I want to walk down to the new cafe and grab a coffee, see what they've got on offer for lunch. Look at that gorgeous view. Hey, Grievers. Got a couple of people wandering in, and I thought we could have a little chat about this ongoing. Hey, Scouting Cora, how you doing? Thought we could have a little chat about this ongoing saga in Australia. The media bargaining code. All Australian YouTubers would have received an email from YouTube today about it. Still a bit alarmist, but at least they put a link into, they went straight to the ACCC website. G'day, I've a problem. Wet and wild up your way? Yeah, it's heading our way apparently, so I'm having a walk before that happens. It's cold. Doesn't feel humid or muggy enough to get thunderstorms, but anyway, are you getting thunder either? Scat Inquiry, have you been on this walk before or not? Because this is obviously the beach where I live. If you haven't seen it before, what I might do is take you all for a walk around the bluff, just a short walk, show you the view from up on the bluff, and then I'll head over to the cafe and grab some lunch. But yeah, the news keeps saying we're going to have several thunderstorms, which I love. My house is, the way it sort of sits, you can open up, I mean, I won't do it today because it's cold, but you can open up all the sliding doors and pull the chairs right up to the edge and just sit there and watch the storm raging. It's so cool. Hey, Tanny. Just rain. Oh, this is your first time. All right, so we're going to go, this is at the moment, it's a little back way. You're going to get to see the beach, like you're going to get an aerial view of it. We'll go to the bluff and then I'm going to go and grab a coffee and some lunch from the new coffee shop down here, which we'll walk past on the way down to. It is walk and talk time. Nothing cracking here, darls. Oh, guys, you have to watch the Soft 34 tonight if you've got nothing on. I think I have to end it with him. You'll find out why tonight. Don't want to give too much away, but he's a jerk. Hey, CCC, have you got fires where you are too? I haven't actually seen any updates today, but I was following the California fires. Scary stuff. Fires just aren't like they used to be. They really are firestorms now. We had, obviously in January in Australia, the fires were described as firestorms. The ones that have been happening in the States in the last few years, those horrible ones that happened in Greece. Like, hey, Trixie Tension. I've got the Soft 34 set for 7:30. It's probably going to take maybe an hour to get you up to date on what's happened. And then based on when he's chatty, he sort of starts chatting 8:39-ish. Um, so, yeah, I want to kind of get guys up to speed. There's a bit, because I just can't help it. They're such jerks, and he's a mega jerk. So there's a fair bit of shouting going on. I'll get the lovely, well, Sasha's already offered to do it, the reading with me. We've got one over 100,000 acres far out. Yeah, most were human caused. That's the same thing in Australia over summer. I probably saved your life. You were doing choreo while cleaning. What's that mean? Oh, you were doing chores while cleaning? No. You need to explain it, Hanny. I don't know what that means. Scout and cry, my girlfriend lives in Colorado. Yeah, far out, 100,000 kilometres or acres, what was it? Acres. 100,000 acres far out. That's huge. They sound so similar to the Australian ones over summer, and just the speed and distance that they travelled. But we had the same problem here. So many of the ones here were started by people. So there's a little peek view for you there. Through there for you, Scout and Cry, but you do have to hang around, probably for only 5 or 10 minutes. We'll get to the bluff. But this is a little track down to the beach, like where I live up on the hill. But there's all these, where I live, there's all these great little tracks that ultimately take us through down onto that beach down there. There's 3 dogs at this place and they're all really cute. So there's a bull track there that takes you down to the beach. Hey, puppies. Hello, you're so pretty. The biggest of the 3 is so pretty. She's sort of like a grey and tan border collie look. Stunning. Massive brown eyes and a really pretty face. Here we go. Choo-choo. 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 So, yeah, the Soft 34, obviously I'll be guided by you guys, but if you thought you'd seen him taking everything to new lows or low lows, join me tonight. The lows are even lower. He's such an asshole. This morning I was just like, he was actually really chatty this morning, and Sesh and I were talking about doing a live scam baiting session on Sunday at like 10 a.m. But to be honest, he was, Friedrich, I say that in inverted commas, was very chatty at sort of 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. He'd probably, like right up until about 9:30, he'd probably still be talking to me if I responded to his last hideous comment. But I'd had enough. I was just like, channel Mary, this isn't about you, this is about Mary. Just channel Mary. I'm glad you're loving this stroll, Scout. It's pretty special, but I mean, this is just the back streets. I think you're going to lose your shit when you get to see the view. So like, there's another little track that would go down to the beach through there. If I walk to the end of my street and over the road, I'm on the sand dunes. So we're walking parallel to the beach, but if we'd walked from my place, we'd already be on the beach by now. So all these cars are here because they're outside the new cafe. Big excitement for this little coastal town to have a new cafe. It used to be a cafe when I first built my house down here. It was the Mullet Cafe, but now it's called Park, which is because it's Carlton Park Beach. There's another little track that'll take you down to the beach. He hasn't worked out time, no. I actually had to dig it in. I wish I'd said I use a world clock to watch what you're up to in Africa. I mean, Iraq. Use one for me, but no, I didn't. I thought about it. God, it's a bustling part of town here today. So that's the new coffee shop just in there. It's called Park. And I'm going to pop there on the way back and grab a coffee and also some lunch. I want to see what stuff they do. I've walked down twice now to get coffees and they've closed. So this time I'm not going to go live for too long. So look, Park. And right there is Park Beach. Mary, don't get contrary. Oh, she's contrary. I'm super proud of Tassie Ivor. I just wish someone would pay me to be an unofficial ambassador for Tassie. If my job was to just drive around Tasmania every day and show off this beautiful island, that's my perfect job. I love that mosaic surfboard on the bus shelter. Cute, huh? So there's the beach down there, Scout Inquirer. It's all happening today. Considering this little town has a permanent population of about, well, between 2,000 and 3,000, and then over summer it has a population of about 6,000. That joint is jumping. It is gorgeous. I just can't wait to see her reaction when we get up on the bluff. So I'll just summarise that other thing, the YouTube email that people will have got. Pretty much the same wording as the one that came from Google, which is also YouTube. Pretty alarmist, I think, at least though the YouTube email put a link to the ACCC so people can go there and read about the proposed legislation or the proposed amendments to the legislation and have a look at the Code of Conduct Bill and all of that sort of stuff. They also have a link to a letter from someone at YouTube, a link to a video from someone at YouTube, and then a link to Mel Silver, or just Silver, or whatever her name is, from Google. Hi, Francesca. Well, I just got away from the garbage truck, but I did. 2 ways. I must be looking sexy in my beanie. I'm not. What was I addressing? Tanny, you haven't had a decent coffee in 3 years from a cafe. The cafes down here are amazing. They're amazing. We've got great coffee. I mean, Melbourne always gets spoken of as the coffee capital of Australia, but to be honest, I think the coffees in Adelaide and Tassie are way better and way less wankier. We don't have deconstructed coffees in Tassie. We order a coffee and they give you a glass of espresso, a glass of hot water, a glass of milk, and you have to assemble it yourself and pay $6 for it, or $6.50 or whatever the fuck it was. Scout Inquirer, it is a little piece of heaven. Francesca, we're down where I live. We're down in Tassie, obviously. Yeah, Francesca, I'd agree with you. Thanks, Tori. Rub the cafe. Well, speak to your cafe if they make shit coffee. That's all I'm saying. Is your the ground here is just gravel and a bit of blue steel mix. But when you see the beach is sand. There's something else I wanted to address. Oh, Francesca. Yeah, I mean, I grew up on a beach, so I'm always, I think I put something on my Facebook page the other day, like photos of me as a baby, even on the beach. Always a beach girl. God, it's cold. My lungs are like, oh, and what the fuck at the same time. So I'll give you a nice view here first, scouting fire. Yes, I am building up to the big reveal. So this is past my place, or the beach where I live. So we're up on the bluff at the moment, and there's part of the bluff, and that continues right around. There's also houses that go around the whole bluff. On the other side of the bluff, there's another amazing view and more beaches. And this stretch of water here, or this body of water, as you can see, goes straight out to the ocean. But all of this is Frederick Henry Bay, Prince Frederick Henry Bay. And my sister, you can't really see it, but she's on the other side of the bay in a little coastal town called Lauderdale, where we are right now. This is Carlton Park Beach to our left, which I'll show you in a minute. And then the area, like, I suppose the coastal towns is Dodgers Ferry, Primrose Sands, Lewisham. Sort of the Lewisham's before here. But I love these little inlets. The bluff's got heaps of them, and there's a track that some of you have walked with me on where we go right around the edge of it. It's fantastic fun. Thank you, Ivor, for educating the crew on the soils. Where Ivor lives, up where she is, oh my God, the soil is unbelievable. It is the most exquisite soil in the world. You drive up to any part of northwest Tassie and turn the soil over, and it's this rich, in some places it's almost black. It's so full of nutrition, but this rich, dark, browny, reddy, oh my God, it's amazing. Whereas I'm in very coastal, sandy soil. So like for me, growing things at my place, I grow a lot of herbs in pots. I'd have raised garden beds, but I've got possums that are welcome to live at my house and share the house with me, so they'll eat everything. So mainly I just grow natives and succulents. So then all along here as well, if we were to keep walking up around the bluff, there's a whale watching point over there, but the whales travel through here and basically teach their calves how to breach and so on. There's a rock out there with some water breaking on it. That's actually called Whale Rock because it kind of does look like a little whale or a big whale. And when it's rough, the water, shoots up in the air like it's coming out of its spout. But yeah, so this is all part of a whale watching trail as well. But scouting for it. Are you ready to see my beach? I'll spin the camera around. I'm up on that hill that's straight ahead, although I'm kind of up that hill and round the corner slightly. In the foreground down the bottom, there's a house with a curved roof, a green curved roof. That's my favourite house down here. I mean, well, apart from mine, I love mine, but I just love that sort of deco architecture. But I'm going to wait for Scout Inquirer to give me the green light, and we're going to walk to the edge of the bluff. We're going to go up over this little bit of patch of green, and you'll be able to see the beach that I walk on every day pretty much, even when it's raining. And while I wait for Scout Inquirer to say, go Tori, go. Green light. All right. Well, just in summary, with the email from YouTube, what I was going to say was, same with Google, At the moment, the real issue is implementation. What YouTube and Google are claiming seems to fly in the face of what this proposed amendment's doing. So they're saying it's going to give big business an unfair advantage, and the ACCC are saying the way things are right now, big business and big media outlets have an unfair advantage. So the truth is somewhere in the middle, and I think at the end of the day, it hasn't actually passed through Parliament yet, but at the end of the day, I still feel that YouTube/Google are taking a bit of an alarmist scare tactic approach, and until we get some really detailed information about how it's all going to be implemented, I think it's really hard to comment. But I certainly don't think that the proposed amendments give big business an advantage. I think they are very deliberately trying to make it a level playing field for all media outlets, even tiny little ones. But we'll have to wait and see. So, has it rained much this winter? It has in parts of the state, but Tassie is actually quite a dry place, and Hobart's got a very dry climate. Hobart's the second driest capital city in Australia after Adelaide. We've had more, hey Lady Pegasus, we've had more rain this winter than any other winter. My water tank is just constantly being filled up and topped up, and I'm washing everything. I've washed everything, like even down to couch, cushion covers, rugs, everything. We are so spoilt. We do. We've got, like I was saying, we've got beaches, mountain, rivers, all within an hour's drive. We've got rainforests. We've got snow-capped mountains. The rivers are stunning. See, Francesca? Hopefully, just hang on for 1 sec, because here we go, Scout Inquirer. Look at the view coming into sight now. This is the beach where I walk every morning, where I live. Quite a few surfers out, even though the swell's pretty flat. There's a little swell happening, but so it's a shame it isn't sunny, but I hope you can see and appreciate how beautiful it is. You deserve a relax. You should make yourself a nice cup of tea, Lady Pegasus. You're in awe. Isn't it stunning? It even takes my breath away. And I only discovered this bluff walk because of us all having to do that self-isolation a few months ago down here. And we were allowed to leave the homes for exercise. And I started exploring where I live on foot and discovered, I mean, I take you guys for walks on that beach all the time, and it is absolutely beautiful to be down on it. It is a surf beach. There's calmer beaches I take you groovers to around the corner as well. Yeah, very clean water here, and the beach itself is incredibly clean too. Like, I've been going live on YouTube from this beach for nearly 2 years, and I haven't picked up one piece of rubbish. I have only picked up rubbish once the entire time I've lived here, which was a clean up after a surf lifesaving carnival. Unfortunately, people do litter, but not badly, and it was dealt with really quickly. But other than that, people down here really respect this beautiful beach. But yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it? If the sun was out though, the colour of the water, even in winter, when the sun comes out and you get to see it, is turquoise. It's really pretty, or crystal blue. And the sand, it looks like there's been a bit of rain overnight, but the sand is quite white normally. Do we have sharks? Well, if you look way down the end, there is actually a mouth of a river, and that's Carlton River. And in that river, there is a shark sanctuary and nursery, but it's gummy sharks. It's little sharks that people basically, if you catch them, you just use them for bait to catch fish. They're small. If they try to bite you, they've got no teeth. They've just got gums. White pointers have attacked and killed people in Tasmania, but it's very rare for them to come this far south. So, but not to say they don't. In summer, they do have choppers flying over every now and then. Once in a while, there'll be a sighting of a shark somewhere. I think here, I don't know if there's been a white pointer sighting here or not. I don't think there has. They do suck you off. We do. We eat people who visit the island. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Oh, hang on, right at the end, 6, 7, 8. There's probably 8 people on this beach, walking on this beach right now. That's it. Mind you, what is it? It's Friday lunchtime, so there's quite a few surfers out for a Friday, but a lot of people who lived down here before even the COVID-19 stuff already worked from home. I've met a lot of locals who work from home. I had the advantage to work from home too. That would all come down for a surf in their lunch breaks. That's living, I reckon. So yeah, it's pretty gorgeous. So I'm going to keep walking down, head back over to Park, grab myself a coffee. Unless anyone wanted to talk about the media thing, it was really just a little update because there's an email now from YouTube, but I don't think it's anything to be worried about. I mean, I'm going to sit down. I've received a beautiful email from a viewer, a sub, who I haven't got back to yet, who's offered to do some research and has a bit of an experience in competition law. So that'd be really cool to get a bit of insight from her. Seems like a very quiet community. Is it primarily adults or do families? Oh, yeah, no, there's families here too, but it's Friday, so Friday lunchtime. So a lot of kids are at school or is it school holidays? I don't even know. But yeah, there are families here. There's a primary school down here, but once kids need to go to high school, they have to travel to town. I've got a gorgeous friend who lived down here for about 6 years, but when her kids got to high school, she moved back to town because it was just really long days. But the family that lives behind me, they've got 3 school-age kids. Well, not school-age. I think only one of them's at school now, but when I built my place, they were school-age. And it's a really long day for them. You know, they'd go down to catch the bus at like 7 in the morning and then get back at sort of 6, 7-ish at night. So we restrain children, exactly. So yeah, there's a mix, but there's a lot of sort of youngish professionals in their 30s and 40s that live down here. They're the ones that go surfing in their lunch breaks. The older guys and girls do as well. There's also a lot of elderly down here. It's kind of a place where people bought beach houses while they were raising their families, and then once their families all grown up and moved out, they moved down to their shacks. So yeah, I'll touch base with her, and I don't know if there's much at the moment, the real thing I want to know is what exactly how this sort of bargaining system's going to work. I know that any media outlet that earns more than $150,000 a year, which is nothing, is subject to this bargaining code. So she might spend a bit more time pouring through the legislation, the proposed amendments, but it's not clear. And I've had a look a couple of times now. But the ACCC keeps updating their website and the information on there about it. So I'll just keep looking. God, it's really muddy on this little track. I'm half planning to go arse over tit. That dog needs to be quiet. Oh, your dogs would love it. And there's a lot of chilled out beach dogs. This dog's relatively new. This house got bought late last year. So this dog hasn't learned how to be a beach dog yet. Needs to chill the fuck out, right? I mean, hello. Look at you, you beautiful big lab. You're gorgeous. standing on a table barking. So if we were going to go down to the beach, I'd take you guys down that little track, but I'm going to head back over to the coffee shop. So that's how I surf. I stand up and go in a straight line. Well, they're actually doing a bit more than I do, but that's pretty much what I look like when not that. I try to do that and fall in. I get up, see if this guy does it, or girl. It's hard to tell when they're in wetsuits. Oh, look at that. Up and down the board. Did you see that fancy footwork? Might be a bit hard for you guys to see it from here. 110 and 5. But yeah, it's a beach-friendly dog. In summer, there are restrictions at each end, only because this end where the surfers are, lots of families hang out there. And at the other end, there's a surf club and there's lots of kids. But there's an all-year-round walking part of the beach, and it's most of the beach. Just not the sort of ends where there's likely to be lots of people and small children. I'm just pulling my pants up. They're falling down. I don't know anything about that. I'll have a look into it. The Greens walked out. It's right. Nice. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. So I haven't looked at any local news this morning. I've been buried in writing pretty intense things. So I haven't. And in fact, when I get back, I've got to do a bit more, write some more submissions, and I've also got to do some study. So I'm going to be in the mood for a few laughs by tonight. Hopefully we can get a few laughs with the soft 34. There's the beach again. Blow it a kiss, everybody. Coffee is a must. I have a look into it either, but yeah, I don't have any knowledge at all what that was about. Sorry. I must admit, I'm having a bit of a hiatus from Tasmanian politics for good reason. It's the first time in my life, apart from 6 months in my life where I didn't have a family member who was a politician up until January this year. So, yeah, 6 months in 53 years. So I'm kind of having a bit of a break with all this walking. Yeah, I wore the worst pants to walk in. But I'm back at the coffee shop. I'm going to grab some lunch and head up the hill. Thanks for hanging out with me, Groovers. So excited. I love doing this, but it was really exciting to show you that view, Scout Inquirer, because it's still takes my breath away. But hopefully I'll see some of you guys in the soft 34 tonight. If I get a chance over, I'll have a look at what happened in Parliament. In fact, I might even just message Laura, since she works for a poly, for a bit of a summary of what happened. But I know you're good listening to Tasmania talks. I just don't have a clue what it might be about. Do love it when people throw tantrums and storm out of chamber. Look at that van I miss my van. I can't believe I sold my van. My van was cuter than that van, but I can't believe I sold it. Anyway, on that depressing note, see you tonight, Groovers, for the soft 34. Is it time to dump Friedrich? You'll have to tune in to find out. But until then, stay groovy, everyone. Stay warm if you're in a cold place. Stay cool if you're in a hot place. Stay safe if you're near fires. Stay safe if you're anywhere where COVID-19 is being a pork chop. And love you heaps. Thanks for coming for a little stroll with me. See you all soon. My pleasure, Scout Inquirer. I have to come on another one soon. Anyway, love you, Groovers. Take care. I'm off for a coffee and hopefully, I don't know, maybe a toasted sandwich. Until next time, stay groovy.